My call sign is Creature. I'm from the East Coast of the United States of America. Came out here in 22 and 23 to start running supplies and training soldiers. Came over and started to run supplies, trucks from Poland to various units in the East. We would get them to Kyiv, get them fixed up, get them camouflaged, and we would drive them out to the East. Did that for the first couple months I was here, and then we went into an NGO working with the Ukrainian Armed Forces as instructors, making sure the guys got the training they needed and the confidence so that they could get the job done. I left in 23, went back to the States for a little bit, decided to come back, and it was time for me to join the Ukrainian Armed Forces and continue the fight. Don't agree with what Russia's doing. I love the Ukrainian culture, the Ukrainian people. I actually have a Ukrainian girlfriend myself, so this fight is very close to my heart. So the interesting thing about this war is how much it's evolved in the short time that it's been going on. A lot of people say that it started in 22. In reality, 2014 is when the invasion started with Crimea. In 22 and 23, there was a lot more gunfights going on. The evolution of drones hadn't begun quite as heavily. They were used, but not to the extent that they are now. Every year, this war has progressed very differently from the year it was prior. It's gotten a lot more static. The lines are holding. Drones are used more than ever. And that's part of the reason I went from, as an ex-infantryman, I wanted to evolve with warfare and decided to become a drone operator. So I was trained to use the Vampire drone, the Lenzik drone, and the Mavic drone. The Vampire can be used for resupply or larger bombs. The smaller medium bombers actually interest me quite a bit because they can be used for reconnaissance or bombing missions. So the training was interesting. As a prior military member, I had to put some of what I knew aside and learn from these guys because the war has evolved so much. Things that I learned of NATO standards don't necessarily apply here. And because it's not training as an infantryman, I had to learn a more technical side of warfare. The instructors were great. I was able to start from a very minimal knowledge of drones and gain the confidence to pilot the Vampire, which is a pretty substantially sized drone. It has various mission types and parameters, so it was nice to have the time to actually learn and get behind the sticks of the controller and learn what makes that drone tick. So as far as the training on Vampire goes, the battery life is what is dependent on how long you can fly, what your payload is. We all got pretty good time behind the sticks as far as hours flying versus hours maintaining the drone and learning how to work on it a little bit. Of course, there's mechanics that do the more in-depth repairs on drones. However, we swapped positions on as far as operator, pilot, and loader. We all cross-trained to make sure that we had the information and knowledge available to do whatever job was necessary on this drone team. So I joined the Flash Brigade because I had a friend that was coming out this way. I was shopping around, so to speak, for a couple different units. I wasn't sure exactly what job I wanted in the military. As I said before, this war has evolved quite a bit, and drones are the future of warfare. And I heard great things about the Flash Brigade, so when my friend came out here, I decided to follow and see what it was all about. So far, not disappointed. So anybody thinking about coming out here, I highly suggest you learn a little bit about the culture, learn as much of the language as you can. It is a more difficult language to learn, but it helps to know it. Drone warfare is a crazy thing, but if you're going to get into it, you might as well get with the best. Slava Ukraini!